Erin Chase here from $5 Dinners, and if we have not met yet, welcome to my rental home kitchen. Long story short, we are temporarily in a new house, and we'll be back in our other house in a couple of months, but for now, we're doing our Dinner Made Easy shows here, and today it's all about Instant Pot chicken, and if you want to type chicken in the comments, I will send you all the links of the different things that we're going to talk about today. So about those things, we are going to talk about how long do you need to cook chicken in your Instant Pot, whether it's fresh or frozen. We're going to get into both of those cooking methods. We're going to talk about different ways to flavorize chicken in the Instant Pot. Probably a lot of things you've already got in your fridge. You can go ahead and just get one of these started for dinner tonight. I just saw my friend Denise was like, I need easy go-to dinners. And I'm like, come watch my video. I'm about to start. So Denise, if you're here, hello, dear. So we're also going to talk. I have a sheet. I want you to download this. It's on our website. It is how to convert slow cooker recipes to Instant Pot meals. So, you know, slow cooker's kind of like a staple in the Instant Pot. Like, we're still learning, right? This is why I'm doing this video. I want to help you figure this out so you can make it easy. So you can go download this. If you type chicken in the comments, I'll send you a link of where to get this. And I'm also going to show you how to double these up so that you can make some for the freezer. We're going to use our handy dandy bag holders, and also so many Instant Pot chicken recipes in my cookbook, Freezer Meals in an Instant. If you don't have this, it is our best-selling Freezer Meals cookbook for sure. I will also send you a link if you type chicken in the comments. Here we go. I'm going to switch cameras. I did find my Top Shot camera. For those of you who saw the last video from my phone, that was a little much. So I did find it. So here we go. This is what we have happening on the counter today. And I've kind of already put it all in here just to save myself kind of the mess and from having to wash hands and whatnot. But what I want to share with you today is just different ways, or different, I guess, ways to cook the chicken. It's going to be very simple. And I want you to be inspired, and I want you to like make chicken in your Instant Pot, like tonight or tomorrow or whenever. So a couple of things before we get into the different ways to flavorize it, if you will. How long do we need to cook chicken? All right, in the Instant Pot, there are a couple of recommendations that we have. If you've never cooked with your Instant Pot, the first thing you need to know is you have to have a cup of liquid in here in order for the machine in here to run properly. So yes, this has chicken in it. There's a teeny tiny bit of broth from the package, but not enough. And there's broth in the chicken as well, but there's not enough liquid for this machine to run. Like, it will not even turn on. So Lori had bought her Instant Pot in October, and it's in the box. Well, not anymore, my friend. Not anymore. She's going to make chicken tonight. I know it. So you have to add a cup of liquid. It can be warm, it can be cold, it can be hot water if you want. It doesn't matter. Water or broth. If you want a little depth of flavor, you're going to just want to add some broth. There's obviously a lot of other seasonings we can mix in here, which I will get into that here in a minute. But you have to have a cup of liquid. If you are cooking fresh chicken, which is what you see here, this is fresh chicken, you need to cook it for 15 minutes on high pressure. I 98% of the time that I'm using my Instant Pot, I'm just using the manual high mode. A couple of different things that I cook, I will use one of the presets, but most of the time I'm using it on manual high pressure mode. So for chicken like this that's fresh, it's 15 minutes manual high. And I'll key that in here in a few minutes after we talk about the different ways to flavor it. So your 1 cup of liquid. First, if this was frozen, you also need to add a cup of liquid, even if there's liquid in the frozen ball. Okay, so if you're going to cook chicken from frozen, I would recommend freezing it in a round shape so you can easily get it into the insert. You still need to add an extra cup of liquid. Most recipes that won't really affect it, especially if you're going to end up shredding it or mixing it, or it's a soup of some kind or a chili even, it's not going to matter that you have to add that extra cup of liquid. So for frozen, you're going to need to cook it anywhere between 23 and 26 minutes, depending on how how wide the frozen chicken is. So if you've frozen it sort of flat, so it's not 3 chicken breasts stacked on each other, if you will. I hope that makes sense. If it's really, really thick, go for 26 minutes because it's got to reach all the way in there. It's got to defrost and cook all the way into the middle of the stack. If it's kind of flattened chicken, then that's probably going to be 23 minutes. You'll be fine. You just obviously need to make sure that it's all the way cooked through. If you open it when it's done and it's not cooked through, put the lid right back on, add 4 or 5 minutes, let it run another cycle. It won't take as long to come to pressure because it's already really warm, and finish cooking the chicken, right? But I recommend starting 23 to 26 minutes, depending on how thick it is for a frozen. So fresh chicken, 15 minutes, frozen chicken, 23 to 26, depending on how wide it is. I have all of this information for you. If you're wondering why people are typing in chicken in the comments, if you add chicken, I'll send you links so you can read about this later, bookmark them, put them on Pinterest, whatever. I have all of that for you. If you type in chicken, I'll send that all to you in Messenger. All right. All of this also is on this sheet. Okay? All of that's on this sheet. So you can download this, put it on your fridge. You can put it into your recipe binder, wherever you want to do that. All right. Who's ready to talk about ways to flavorize? I would love it if you'd hit me up with a little heart. How do I do that upside down? Heart. Heart, heart, heart. Or share this even. Maybe you know somebody who got an Instant Pot and hasn't started using it, like our friend Lori. So this is one of the things that I love to do. I typically do my freezer meals in large batches where I'll do 8 to 10 meals at a time. But every now and again, I'll do one like this where I'll put half the chicken here, half the chicken here. And I'm just going to kind of walk you through how this would set up as a freezer meal. So I would put chicken here, same amount of seasoning or sauce, seal this up, put it in the freezer, right? Then you can take, if I'm going to cook it the second batch in an Instant Pot, I'll make sure to freeze it in kind of a round shape so that I can easily fit it back into the insert later on. All right, ways to flavor. The very first thing I want to share before we get into the actual flavors is a little known cooking hack. That is, it's just going to cut the chicken flavor, especially if you're doing kind of a plain chicken, if you will. So what I like to do, I love to have shredded chicken just in the freezer. There are so many things you can do with shredded chicken. Just a simple shredded chicken with maybe broth, a little salt and pepper. No flavor, because I don't know how I'm going to use it later, right? So if you were going to do that, where you're just cooking chicken, maybe with some broth for a tiny bit of flavor, salt and pepper, maybe a little garlic, then you're going to want to add a splash of, who knows? Wait for it. Vinegar. You want to add a splash, like a teaspoon, maybe a tablespoon if you're doing a larger batch. You want to add a teaspoon, maybe for about every 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds, and that's going to cut that kind of plain chicken flavor. If you've ever boiled chicken breast and then gone to use it in like, I don't know, a chicken salad, or you're shredding it up to make something, you know what I'm talking about. There's this like chicken flavor, and if you use vinegar, it'll cut that out, if you will. So if I'm cooking plain, just like this, I always add a splash of vinegar. I don't often do that with other recipes. Sometimes I will, but there's some acidity in something like ranchero chicken, right? So you don't always have to add it, but you certainly can if you really want to remove that flavor. But when you're cooking it with other flavors, it kind of disappears into the other flavors take over, if you will. First way to flavor, right? Yes, Stacy knows. You know, girl, you're with me. You're tracking. All right. So the first way that we're going to talk about this flavoring is taco chicken, if you're going to make tacos. Now, Denise, hang with me because I'm going to give you some other ideas. Denise is like, we've had enough chicken tacos. I have other ideas, so hang on. Taco seasoning is this. So that's actually what I'm going to make now because that's what I have out, but we're going to talk about some other options as well. So taco seasoning is going to be a little bit of liquid. I'm just going to use water. In here, I have chicken breast and chicken thighs, both boneless, skinless chicken breast, boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And I do that because I like having both the white and dark meat flavors, especially for shredded chicken, okay? So I like having both together. If you don't like darker meat, only use chicken breast. If you prefer darker meat for shredded type chicken meals, then only use chicken thighs. It doesn't matter. I just prefer to mix the two. It's a good combination. So all I have added is that. I am going to add, I have not quite a cup of water. I didn't measure that right. Hang on. Okay. I have a cup of water that I'm just going to add in, and it'll make its way to the bottom. Okay. And then we're going to do taco seasoning. This is my homemade taco seasoning. I keep it in the freezer. And this is probably about 4 pounds of chicken. I will absolutely use this for other... Oh, I didn't get rid of that cord. I was trying to make this go away. Oh, well. I'm going to use this for more than just dinner tonight. So this is definitely going to go for other meals. And so I'm going to do 3 heaping spoonfuls. And what will happen is... this will get all up in the sauce, and then when I go to shred it after it's cooked, it will be sitting, and I can shred it right into that taco seasoning. It's going to be fabulous when it's done cooking. So here's what I love about the Instant Pot. I get asked this all the time. It's so great, it's faster. And I'm like, well, yeah, yes and no. It's not always faster. It can be faster, but here's what I love about it. I love the way that it cooks. I'm like trying to give it a better reputation. I love the way that it cooks because it uses heat and pressure in like a cyclical way. And doing that helps really cook the food in a nice, like perfectly softened, in this case, we're going to shred it. And this chicken, if we were using like a beef roast or a pork tenderloin, those are perfectly like sliceable. You can shred them as well, but they slice really nicely. I just love the way that it cooks. And it's fast, and it's also hands off. Other reason, this is very similar device than the slow cooker, and the slow cooker is like set it, walk away, you're good for the day. This is the same story. You're just using it later on in the day, which is part of the reason we're here right now at 2 o'clock. Because I didn't want to do this first thing this morning. So we're going to turn this on, and I'm going to cook it again for 15 minutes because this is fresh chicken. The other ways. Let's talk about other ways to cook chicken here. This is the taco chicken. We could do Italian. So that's going to be, I would do broth. So a cup of chicken broth, the chicken breast or thighs that you like. Italian dressing, whichever your favorite brand is. I'd probably do about 1/4, half a cup, depending on how like tangy and pungent you want it. And then once it's done, you could cut it up or shred it up and serve it with pasta and veggies. Super, super, super simple. That's another easy idea. Another one is along these lines is a ranchero chicken. If you've ever ordered red enchiladas, you probably got a ranchero sauce. It's a tomato-based sauce with some taco seasoning mixed in. So that's a great option. You could do crushed tomatoes or like tomato sauce even with some taco seasoning. Fantastic. That acidity in the tomatoes is also going to really help soften the chicken as it cooks in the Instant Pot. We love ranchero chicken around here. Honey mustard, same story as the Italian dressing. You're going to want to do some chicken broth plus the honey mustard. Yes, the dressing and the honey mustard are liquid, so you could maybe adjust it to 3/4 cup of water plus half a cup of dressing. You could kind of play with it to get that right amount of flavor that your family likes and prefers. Other options, buffalo wing sauce. That's pretty self-explanatory. Add some like blue cheese after you shred it all up. You could do barbecue chicken. Also simple. You want to make sure that you have that liquid plus the barbecue sauce. I like barbecue chicken in the Instant Pot more than the slow cooker because the slow cooker has a tendency to burn or caramelize or maybe almost burn barbecue sauce because of the high sugar content. So if you wanted to try that in the Instant Pot, I think it cooks better in the Instant Pot barbecue chicken. Hawaiian chicken, fajita chicken, taco seasoning or fajita seasoning plus some frozen veggies. Easy way to do that. And then finally, ranch chicken. So that's just the ranch dry mix that you're going to add in with the chicken broth and the chicken, ranch dry mix. And then you can, of course, add like actual ranch salad dressing afterwards if you wanted to as well. So many great ways to flavorize chicken. So I'm going to get this started. And that's it for today's Dinner Made Easy show. Cooking chicken in the Instant Pot. We talked about how long. We talked about different flavors in different ways. And I'm going to get this buzzing right now because we have a busy afternoon and I need these chicken tacos to be ready to feed my people. All right, we're going to put the lid on. You want to make sure it's set to sealing, which this is venting it. This is sealing it. When you go to vent it, either like tap it like backwards like you would hit a hot wire because the steam can burn you. You don't want that, or you could put like an oven mitt on or like drape a dish towel over your hand, but you want to set that to sealing. Okay, now, I can't really tip this, but I'm going to move it back so you can see. Let's see what I cooked in here last. So we're going to hit manual. 18 minutes would be brown rice. That's the last thing I cooked in here. What did I say? 15 minutes. And just let it sit for a second or 3 or 5. And it'll kick on. Wait for it. There. So now what's going to happen is it's going to build pressure. And when it's done building its pressure, this little indicator will be up right here. It's kind of hard to see in the shadow there, but this will be up. It will run the 15-minute cooking cycle. And then in this case, because this Instant Pot was, the insert was fairly full, and because there was going to be a lot of liquid, I will let this naturally release about 10 minutes and then let the remaining pressure out. If you're in a hurry, you could quick release this, but in this case, this was full. If it wasn't quite as full, you won't run the risk of any food coming through the vent here. That's one of the reasons to not quick release. But if it's not full, or if it's less than half full, you'd probably be safe to naturally release the chicken in this case. So that is my super fast rundown of how to do chicken in your Instant Pot. Again, you can type the word chicken into the comments and I will message you the conversion chart, the flavorized chicken recipe link. We have all kinds of helpful things for you. And I want to make dinner easier for you. That's why this is called the Dinner Made Easy Show, because I want to help make dinner easier. So I want to help make it so you don't have to think about it, so you don't have to stress about it. I just gave you 10 dinner ideas with all the different ways you can cook chicken in an Instant Pot. All of those also you can do in your slow cooker, right? So easy, easy, easy. Add the word chicken in the comments here, and I will send you all of that via Messenger. Lisa girl, it is your day. Lisa and Lori, it is your day to get your Instant Pot out and cooking. If you didn't watch from the beginning, go back, watch all of this from the beginning. I told you kind of the rules, the 411 about getting this all set up and loaded specifically with chicken. Really helpful nuggets in here. You're going to want to watch this one all the way through if you joined in the middle. That's that. Dinner Made Easy Show. I will be back again in 2 weeks. And next week, I have something very exciting happening, but I'm not allowed to tell you about it yet, but I promise I will. The minute that I get clearance to tell you about it, I will. And Lori, send me pics, girl. Lori and Lisa, when you get your first Instant Pot meal made, send me pics. I want to cheer you on. All right, that's it for today's Dinner Made Easy show. I will see you guys again in 2 weeks for sure, and probably before then too. Have a great rest of your afternoon. Talk soon.